Hey guys, my name is James Carino and I am a computer science major under Professor Zara Gorgian, and today I will show you guys how to make a JavaFX calculator by the use of SceneBuilder through Eclipse. So if you guys don't have SceneBuilder, it's the one here on the right hand side, and you guys would go to Safari or wherever you guys would search up SceneBuilder, and you guys would choose the one that says glue on, and it would direct you to the same page here. And whether you guys are using Windows or Mac, you guys are going to download it here and you're going to install it to your desktop. So first of all, you guys, this is my first video, and I decided to make a tutorial video how I made my JavaFX calculator. So I hope you guys enjoy and you guys could modify my code, do whatever you guys want to do with it. Have fun and keep programming. So we first open our Eclipse workspace and make a project. In the project, we're gonna name it whatever you guys want. And under the source, you're gonna make a default package with 3 classes inside. You're gonna create 3 classes named calculation, main, and main process. Don't worry about the main for now. I will explain all this to you later. For now, make the classes first. And once you guys finish this, you guys would right click new and go to other. You guys would be directed to this window and you guys will look for the JavaFX folder. Under the JavaFX folder, you guys would choose new fxml document and you guys are gonna name it main or whatever, main, unicorn, zebra, I know, whatever you guys choose to name your fxml file. I choose to name it main in terms of this demo. So once you make a fxml document, this is what's going to pop up here. So what you guys are going to do is right click on the main fxml document and choose open with SceneBuilder. What's going to come out is this window right here. And on the left hand side, you're going to have containers, controls, glue on, menu, miscellaneous, shapes, charts, 3D, hierarchy, controller. So what you guys are going to do is delete this grid pane. And within that grid pane, you guys would choose VBox. And we're going to fix the properties of this VBox. We're going to fix the width and the height of this VBox 300 by 300. We're going to save this. I'm just going to show you guys how it would be modified in your fxml document. So here you guys see your fxml document. And once I start adding stuff to this VBox, you guys are going to see a big difference. So let's first start by adding a stack pane. We're going to add this stack pane to the upper side of the VBox. And we're going to fix the stack pane and fix the height to 50. 50, 60, let's say 70. That way we have a bigger space for the stack pane. And now we're going to have an H box. We're going to choose H box here. And we're going to fix the preferred width to 300 because that's the width of the actual VBox. And we're going to fix the height to, let's say, 50. Let's make it 60, a little bit bigger. Okay, so Under this, we're gonna make sure that the spacing is 10. And under properties, we're gonna make sure that the alignment is centered. Okay, now what we're gonna be doing is adding buttons. So on the left hand side, you guys are gonna choose controls and click on button. And you're gonna drag it inside your H box. You're gonna copy this button 5 times in this first H box. And you guys are gonna select each button and make sure the font is at 18 or 24, whatever you guys prefer. I choose 18 here, and I'm gonna make sure at the layout that the preferred width is around 50. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is pretty much copy this whole thing 3 more times. We're gonna try to emulate this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna modify this calculator on the right hand side and make it similar to this. So let's save it. And now let's check the fxml document if it was changed. So we see here that all the buttons here was copied and everything was centered. Preferred height, preferred width is here. So I will show you guys a couple of ways of how to change the text within the buttons. So within this first set, let's change this button to C, 7, 8, and 9. 8, 9, and the last one, let's put the operator divide. Let's save this and check if it made any difference to the scene builder. As expected, when we change it from the fxml document to the scene builder, everything here changed as well. Let's do the same thing to the other rows. Now I'll show you guys another method on how to do this. You guys would click on the left hand side and change the buttons from here. So 4, change this to 4, change this to 5, 6. Let's delete this button actually and make this button. I just backspaced it. I just backspaced the 4th button, and I'm gonna change this button and name it multiplication X. Now we're gonna fix this H box. We're gonna have it 4, 5, 1, 2, have it say 1, 2, 3. So let's backspace this button and have 1, 2, 3, and have the plus symbol here. And on the last H box, we're gonna backspace this. Have a 0 on this button. Backspace this button. Put the minus operator here. And we're gonna make this button equals. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is pretty much just edit the width of this. I just dragged it. That way it's kind of aligned. There. So now we have somewhat of a calculator here. And that's what you guys could do. You guys could edit the whole VBox, change the colors of it and everything here. So let's change this stack pane. Let's change the color. So you guys could actually see the difference. Let's make the whole VBox black. Gray. Let me gray. And change. I'm gonna fill this. Let's change the buttons here. Let's fill these buttons. Rather than black, let's make it white. For demo purposes, just so that you guys could see the difference. White. Oh, it's actually not working out good for me. Let's make it somewhere here. Red. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is let's save this first and check the fxml documents. Text fields are here, the numbers and the operators are here changed as well. So as you can see, it doesn't matter if you edit it from your fxml document or your scene builder. Now let's make a method to calculate it. Let's go to the calculation.java class and let's make a method named calculate that will embody two floats and a string operator. And let's make a switch case on the operator, on whatever the user uses as the operator. Okay, so we have a float num1, float num2, and the string operator. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to switch on the case on whatever operator, plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So let's start. Case for plus, we just say return num1 plus num2. So for case minus, pretty much the same thing, except rather than adding, subtract. Case multiplication, return num1 times num2. And for the last case, division, we say that if num2 is equal to 0, we just return 0. So return num1 divided by num2. Okay, so that's all the cases that we need. And of course, last but not least, the default case, which is just going to return 0. Okay, so we have the method here. We fixed the method in the class calculation. So we save this. Okay, now let's fix this main process. The main process class will embody two methods, one for process operators and one for process numbers. So we're going to have a public void process numbers. And we're going to have action event here. And here, same thing, public void process operators. Action event on the event So you have process operators and process numbers here. So let's save this. Next thing we do is let us actually link the fxml file to the controller, to the main process actually. So let's go to SceneBuilder and go to controller and choose, in our case, main process, and select the numbers. Make sure to select the numbers and not the operators. Now what we're going to be doing is go to code, press this arrow right here on action, and choose process numbers. Save it. And now we're going to select the operators. And we're going to have this on process operators. And we save it as well. Next thing we're going to be doing is fixing the main process itself. In the main process, we're actually going to be adding a couple of variables. We're going to have a public label. Oh, don't forget to add the @fxml up here. And we're going to name the label result. We're going to do a private float number 1. We're going to set it equal to 0. Another one, we're going to name it number 2, but we're just going to keep it. Next thing we're going to have is a boolean, and we're going to set this boolean to true. We're going to have a string operator. I'm going to name it operator, and we're going to give it an empty string. Last but not least, this is actually the most important part because we're actually going to make an object. We're going to name it model. New calculation. Because we're actually going to make an object named model that would access the calculate method in the calculation class. Now, let's start with this process numbers. If start, we're going to say result dot set text. We're going to give it an empty string. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the start equals to false. We're going to set the flag equal to false pretty much. And we're going to say that string value equals button event dot get source dot get text, and I'm going to say that the result is equal to whatever the value is plus value. Now we're done with the process numbers. We're going to go on the process operators. We're going to copy this string value button and we're going to paste it here. Pretty much what we're saying is whatever the button the user chooses, we're going to get it from the source and we're going to set it equal to the string, to a string value. And whatever that is, we're going to set it to the result. Next thing we're going to do is an if statement. If the value is not equal to the equal sign, we're gonna say if the operator is not empty. Ter is not empty. We have this exclamation point to say not. So not empty, we're gonna go with switch statement. Switch on value. So I'm doing this switch statement personally because I want to have the clear button to work. So once I switch on this value, we're going to have a case for the clear button. Case C. And we're just going to pretty much clear everything. Give it the empty string value. I'm just going to say this dot number 1 is equal to 0. This dot number 2 is equal to 0. And we're going to break out of this. There you go. And we're going to say default. Break this switch statement. Then after that, we're going to set the operator to the value. And say number 1 equals long dot parse long result dot set text result dot get text. I'm sorry, dot get text here. Now I'm gonna say result dot set text. We're gonna give it the empty string value once again and return. Next thing we have to do is an else. Else, if the operator is actually empty, return. And we're gonna copy what we said for number 1 here. We're gonna paste it here. And we're just gonna change this number 1 to number 2. And we're gonna have a float output. We're gonna name it output. And we're pretty much gonna access the calculate method in the calculation class using the model object that we used a while ago here. So we're gonna assign this to number 1, number 2, and the operator. After that's done, we're gonna say the result dot set text string dot value of the actual output. And we're gonna reset everything once again. Number 1 is equal to 0, number 2 is equal to 0, and we're just gonna start again. So now once that's done, don't worry guys, we're almost there. Save this. Make sure everything's saved. We're gonna go back to the scene builder. In the stack pane, we're gonna add a label. So we're gonna go to controls or containers. Just search it up here. Label. We're gonna add a label here. And in this label, say white. Make this 24. And this is where we're gonna have the numbers. 3, whatever. We're just gonna keep it blank right now. Okay, so in this label, I'm gonna make sure that this is actually linked. So we're gonna give this the result. Save this. Go to the main class. And pretty much, this is where we launch the JavaFX program. We're gonna have a try and catch statement. We're gonna say the parent root equals fxml loader dot load bracket get class open close bracket dot get class loader open close bracket dot get source, and whatever you guys named your fxml document, that's what you're gonna put inside that parentheses. If you guys named it, I don't know, calculator.fxml, then you're gonna have the quotation mark calculator.fxml. And then you're gonna have a scene, and you're gonna put the root in the scene. And whatever's title you guys want to have on the stage, demo calculator, calculator JavaFX, you're just gonna set the title. Place the scene in the stage and display the stage pretty much. And you're gonna have e.printTrackTrace, and you're gonna have this public static void main and launch. So we're gonna check if we actually did it right. So for now, this is our demo calculator. You guys could edit it, do whatever you guys want to do. But this is the calculator from this demo, and let's see if the operations actually work. So nothing's coming up right now. Let's see this. Num1, save, main process. Okay. Main fxml. Make sure everything's good. Scene builder. Okay. Now, make sure it has the ID, process operators, numbers, operator. Does this guy have a controller? Okay, just making sure everything's set up right. So what we're going to do now is refresh everything. Refresh. And we're gonna, okay, see this calculation. Okay. Let's see. Calculator. 5 times 3, 15. It's actually 15. Let's clear it. 4 divided by 2. 5 divided by 3. 8 times 5. 6 plus 2. Okay, so well, this is my demo calculator video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I apologize if this video quality is not that good. This is my first video once again, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. My name is James Carino, and I am a computer science major, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.